We shall now begin meditation. This meditation is Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam means being with the self, knowing the self. First, we know what the self is, and then just be that. So, let us begin this appointment with the self. To begin with, we shall first take Ishvara's name and quieten our minds, and then we'll just be. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 I bow down to Shiva. I bow down to Ishvara, who is none other than the reality, the absolute reality, which is my nature. So, we begin with salutations unto Ishvara. Try to sit straight and with your eyes, your eyelids closed softly. Do not put pressure upon it. Softly close your eyes. Bring your hands, your palms together and put them on your thigh or your lap. Try to keep the back, that is the spine, the part of your neck and the head in one line, straight, and breathe deeply for some time. So that you relax and your mind becomes quiet. Keep aside all your problems, your duties, your assignments away from your mind for 40 minutes and keep this time just for yourself. This is the time which you have given to yourself to be in proximity with the self, rather to be just the self. It sounds a little strange when we say be the self. Am I not the self all the time? Yes. You are the self, the Atma, the consciousness, always. You can never be away from it. There is not even a single moment when I am away from the self, the Atma. But along with the self, today many intruders have entered in the name of the self. Today, I know the self along with them, along with those outsiders who claim to be the self, the I. Understand that due to ignorance of who I really am, what has happened is that I take the group of non-self or Anatma, that is, the complex of body, mind, intellect, which constitutes the personality, as the self. Due to ignorance, I have lumped together the self and the non-self. This catastrophe has happened due to ignorance. And that is why I need to sit down with myself and carry out this exercise of, first of all, knowing who the pure I is, knowing what the self is, and then just being that self. As I said, today the attributes of the body, the sense organs, the mind, and the intellect are taken to be my attributes, precisely because I take them to be the self. My understanding of the self is totally erroneous. When I say or think I am a human being, I am unhappy, I am angry. I am jealous. I am intelligent. I am disturbed. I am stressed. I am anxious. All these notions or all this understanding of I is erroneous. When I say or think or judge myself as unhappy, I am unhappy. What has happened or what I really do is the attribute of the mind upon the self. In reality, when I say I am disturbed or I am unhappy, there are two things intertwined in this sentence or understanding. And we have to separate the two. In a simple understanding or sentence that I am unhappy, there are two elements, two things. One is I am and the other is unhappy. Now, please see that, pay attention to the fact that I am is the self and unhappy part is the attribute of the mind. And we have brought them together. The I am belongs to the self, and the unhappiness belongs to the mind. Mind is sometimes happy, unhappy, angry, jealous, disturbed, stressed, etc. The thoughts of the mind keep changing. It is always in a state of flux. Now desire, then anger, then passion, then jealousy, so on and so forth. These thoughts keep on changing, and I judge myself accordingly. I conclude I am happy one moment. Another moment, I am unhappy. Then I conclude I am angry. As the thoughts and emotions keep changing, my perception about myself also keep changing. What is actually happening is that I lump together the self and the non-self, and then I know myself. The I am is the self, Atma, which is nothing but existence, consciousness, and happiness. This is what the self is. This is the inherent nature of the self. I repeat, the self, the capital I, the Atma, Chaitanya, is nothing but existence. And that existence, isness, is nothing but conscious. Not conscious of something, but mere consciousness. And that is happiness. Sat, Chit, Ananda. The nature of the self is Sat, Chit, Ananda. Always is, always Chaitanya, that is consciousness, and always of the nature of happiness, absolute happiness, untainted happiness. This is what the Self is. Please remember, please keep this in mind, that I am nothing and nothing but existence, pure existence, consciousness, and happiness. Do not think that these three are different. They are one. What is Sat is Chit, and that is Ananda. Existence, consciousness, and happiness are not three different attributes of the Self. It is the Swarupa, the nature of the Self. What is existence is consciousness. And that is happiness. But along with this, I superimpose or judge myself every moment with what is happening in the mind and the intellect, and of course the body. When I say I am jealous, that emotion belongs to the mind, and I identify that emotion as myself. I load the I, the Self, with the attribute of the mind. And then I say, I am jealous. In that, the I am is the Self, and the jealous aspect belongs to the mind. Did you see what has happened? We brought together the Self and the non-self, the mind, the body, the intellect, the vital air, the sense organs. All of this are non-self. Anatma, the object It is Drishya and I am Drashta. Object or that which is Drishya, seen, can never be the seer. The subject and the object can never be together in one location. I is the subject, Atma, and the jealousy, when I say I am unhappy or jealous, that part belongs to the mind. I am aware of this emotion called jealousy, which is there in the mind, which obtains at that moment in the mind. I am seeing that, which means it is Drishya, witnessed, and I am the witness. The witness and what is witnessed cannot be together. It is impossible. And yet, due to ignorance, I bring them together. And then the result is I am unhappy. In this manner, whole of my life I remain disturbed, unhappy. Yes, once in a while happy, but most of the time incomplete, unhappy, disturbed, because only and only because I superimpose the attributes of the personality or the body, mind, intellect upon I, which is totally free from all this. It is always asangaha, untainted, unattached. Thank God, even though I always judge myself, burden myself with the attributes of the mind, etc., the self, remains pure, remains untouched, and I need to know this. There is no other way to become free from unhappiness, other than knowing the self as it is. Know it as it is, without adding to it the attributes and qualifications of the body, mind, intellect group. Remove mentally and with knowledge, remove all the notions. Just do that much. Free the self from all the superimpositions and know it as it is. This will make you light. This will bring you to yourself. And the self, Atma, is always, ever of the nature of joy. Nothing but joy. Joy not born of something, but joy which is its nature. More and more you be with the self, knowing fully well what the self is, more you will be happy, light. Own up to your nature. Own up your beautiful self. Why should you deprive yourself of what you are? It is always there, never deserting you, never leaving you. Always the self is waiting to be accepted. What we need in life is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. We try to seek this acceptance from others, from the world. But stop doing that. It will never happen. Rather than that, accept and understand the self, its true nature, and be that. Just be. Remain what you are. No running, no begging, no seeking is required. Do not stretch out your hand to the world, to non-self, for peace and happiness, for acceptance. No, it is not needed. Self is all peace. Just understand that and be that. Just be with the self. Be what you are. We don't have to become the self. It already is. Just be awareness. You are nothing but consciousness. Just be that. This is moksha. This is liberation. I am nothing but peace. All peace. Ananda. Anandoham. 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 Punah punah. Satchidananda Rupoham Ahamevaha Mavyayaha Asangoham 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 Punah Punaha. Just remind yourself that I am asanga, unattached to anything. I am happiness. I am consciousness. Nothing but consciousness. Just be. Nothing else is required. All the treasure, all the wealth, everything that you want, everything that you desire is in the self. All the answers which we seek from the world outside are found in the self, myself, Atma. So, just be that. Find refuge in the self. Find shelter in the self. And you are the most successful entity. Meaning, success is the nature of the self. Understand this very well. Just be the self. You are not the personality, but the person. And this person is Atma, Satchidananda. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham, Shivoham. My true nature is Chaitanya. Shiva. Shiva means Chaitanya, auspiciousness. Atma, or the self, is auspiciousness, absolute auspiciousness. Accept that and be that. Just be. Just be. Am I not beautiful? Am I not happiness? Self is nothing but happiness. Own up this happiness and be that. Be the self. Chidananda Rupaha. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Silence is my nature. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Try to be in this mode for a long time. Every morning or whenever you can do this, please do it. Find a time, find a corner, and just be yourself. By yourself, I don't mean the ahankara, the ego. The ego is a wrong understanding of yourself. You are not the ego. You are the self, the pure awareness, consciousness. Understand this and be that. Thank you.